and let your team know that we're going to be on the call today, this morning at 11 o'clock. So if you're just jumping on, thank you for being with us today. Please go ahead and announce yourself by dropping your name and where you're zooming in from in our chat feature, and I'll go ahead and recognize you. I'm also following on the Facebook page, so if you're jumping on our live Facebook, go ahead and just drop your name in the notes, and we will try to recognize you there as well. My name is Rob Giannino. I'm an ambassador from the Boston area, and I'm super excited to be part of the Velovita team and the Velovita family. I'm glad that you guys are here with us. Lisa, it's great to see you on our Zoom call this morning. Lisa from Boston. So glad that you're with us this morning. Thank you for that, Lisa. And I'm looking here on the Facebook as well. One second, guys, as I find our live on our Facebook. Okay, there we are. So if you are, oh, looks like we get Charles. Thank you for being on our live this morning from Dallas. Thanks for being on our call, Charles. And we have Joelle all the way from Southern California. Joelle, thanks for being on our call. I can't wait to meet you someday. Me and my wife, Christine, actually, we met for the first time in Southern California. We met in Palm Desert, California. So I'm looking forward to sharing some stories about Southern California with you and your husband. JJ, thanks for being on the call. And Amanda from Mansfield, Texas. Guys, welcome. Thanks for being on our Zoom call this morning. I'm so excited you guys are here. As you guys are jumping on, please go ahead and do me a favor. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and get ready for today's meeting, because Richard and Mary Amoedo are going to bring some great information for you guys today. So welcome to the call. All right, we've got some new people jumping on our Zoom call. Steve, welcome. And Yvette, Steve and Yvette Mitchell, all the way from Spain. Thank you guys for being on our call. Our other global master distributors. Thanks for being on the call. Steve, enjoyed your training last week. It was absolutely awesome. Spinning that wheel. I've been spinning the wheel all week, so thanks for that. Janet, thanks for being on the call. You're on the call while driving home from groceries. I love that. You're going out and doing some groceries, but you're not missing training. That is awesome. We got Buddy from Houston. Thanks for being on the call, Buddy. Chris Burks with a K. Chris, thanks for being on the call. We have Edwin and Priscilla from Aurora, Colorado. Thanks for being on our call this morning, guys. 6 more minutes, and we're going to bring on our special guests, global master distributors from Dallas, Texas, Richard and Mary Amoedo. And I'm excited you guys are all here. My name is Rob Giannino. I'm an ambassador from the Boston area, part of the Velovita family. We have Connie Branford jumping on from Maryland. Bruce from Wisconsin. Thanks for being on the call, Bruce. As you guys are jumping on, please let me know in the Facebook. We have Robert Brown and Allison. Thank you guys for being on the call. I love that. So good to have you this morning. We're going to have a great training with global master distributors, Richard and Mary Amoedo. It's going to be awesome, guys. Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. Andrew, thanks for being on the call. Andrew Dunfree, thanks for being on the call. I love that. Thanks for being on our Zoom call. Grant, give me a little hanging loose. We're hanging loose with Grant. Thanks for hanging loose with us this morning, Grant. We have Rochelle. Thanks for being on the call. Thanks for being on the call, Rochelle. Froloff. We got Kia Haney. Thanks for being on the call. We got Joe from Maine. Welcome to our team call. Thanks for being on the Velovita team training on this Saturday. We got about a 30-minute training starting in exactly 5 minutes, guys. As you're jumping on, please go ahead and put your name in our chat feature on our Zoom channel, or put your name in our Facebook page, and we'll go ahead and recognize you guys. We got a whole group. Joe's recognizing his entire team here. I love that. And he's tagging everybody. You can tag some friends in our teammates in our Facebook group. So I love that. You guys can tag some friends, welcome them to our Facebook page. And guys, a few channels you want to follow as we're getting started for our meeting in exactly 4 minutes. You want to follow our Velovita official on our Telegram, Velovita corporate official on the Telegram app. You want to follow our Facebook page called Velovita Brand. You want to be mindful of Jeff Mack's Monday morning mindset at 10 o'clock every Monday morning. And I'm excited you guys are on the call. We also have a YouTube channel. So those are some places you can follow the team information. We have Priscilla here with us this morning. Welcome, Priscilla. I'm excited to have Richard and Mary Amoedo, my mentors and my sponsors for over 6 years. We've actually known each other, gosh, for about 16, 17 years now. I first met Richard and Mary Amoedo. We were speaking together at a conference, and they became great friends of ours. And we've just loved following them in business, and they've been great, incredible support to us and my family. Hi, Steve. Thanks for being on the call. We got Steve Hooper. Thanks for being on our call this morning, Steve. It's great to have you here. We're going to go ahead and get started in exactly 3 minutes, guys. So make sure you guys are all dialed in and ready to go. I'm excited for our team training today. We've got a ton of you guys on the line today, so I love that. Hello from St. Pete, Ken. Hi, Ken. Welcome. Thanks for being on the call, all the way from Florida. Thanks for being on our call this morning, Ken. Guys, go ahead and tag your friends, tag your teammates. Let them know that we're having a great training this morning in exactly 2.5 minutes with global master distributors, Richard and Mary Amoedo. It's going to be an amazing call. I can tell you guys that Richard and Mary have probably been the single greatest factor of our family's future, our family's financial future, the wisdom, the counsel, and the training that they've provided me and my wife, Christine, over the years has been instrumental in our success in business. And so I know as soon as I found out that they were joining on with the Velovita team, this was an easy decision for me. Welcome, Dean. Welcome from Colorado. Love that. Love to connect with you over there in Colorado, Dean. My favorite state. If I didn't have family here in Massachusetts, I would be in Colorado with you there, Dean. So it's a great state, great for skiing, great for mountain biking and hiking. Beautiful, beautiful state. So look forward to building Velovita with you, Dean, in Colorado. Thanks for being on the call, Della Ray. How you doing this morning, Della Ray? I see you there. Good to see you this morning, Joe. Appreciate you guys being on the call. We're going to get started in exactly 2 minutes, guys. So just finishing my story there, as soon as I found out that Richard and Mary were going to be part of the Velovita team, it was actually before my first phone call with Richard. I knew I was going to join him in this incredible program, this incredible business. Because I know where they go, success follows. And so when I found out they were launching this brand new company with this incredible product, I knew it was something that I had to be a part of. So I'm excited that I did. I'm so excited about the past 2 months through pre-launch into our soft launch and going into our full launch this coming fall. So 1 minute, guys, hang on. We're going to bring Richard and Mary on in just 1 minute. So it's been great, guys. Make sure you're following the team Facebook page. Make sure you're following the Telegram app. And I'm so excited. We also have Jeff Mack, our president, on. And so I'm sure he's going to be bringing some notes with some information here for you guys as well. Without any further ado, I want to introduce some great friends of mine. These guys have been instrumental in their business. They've made millions of dollars in the direct sales industry. They've been great friends and mentors to me, and I love them so much. I want to welcome Global Master Distributors, Richard and Mary Amoedo.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, everyone calling in from all around the world. It's so great to have you guys here today.
We are super excited. You know, the information that we're going to train you guys on is information that I think Jeff Mack and Costa Guerra and Steve and Yvette and Richard and I, we've all used this exact foundational information for our entire career in the direct sales industry. And it's tried and true. It's decades long proven strategies for you to really have success in this industry.
You know, it's so important to have a simple, effective, duplicatable strategy, just like our product is simple, effective, and duplicatable. So we're going to go through some systems and tools today that's going to make you have the ability to move with speed, because this is a business of speed.
Yeah. And, you know, Steve did an outstanding job of doing training last weekend. And we're just going to take what he's done and we're just going to build upon that. And it's going to be the exact same information. And yet you're going to hear it from us in a different way. And every time you and your team go through this type of training, you're going to hear something different. You're going to get something different. You're going to hone your skills and you're just going to get better.
Absolutely. So guys, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to go through a quick little slideshow. Some of these you've seen. But what I want you to understand is that when you're launching your business, you're applying an extreme amount of effort on the front end so that you can get to a point that you can provide support and leadership to your team. So massive action is actually critical. Getting off to a fast start, even if you're just brand new or you've been with us a few weeks, this strategy, this system is what you want to replicate and duplicate throughout your organization.
All right. So the first thing you need to do in anything that you take on is you've got to have a very powerful why. You've got to have a why that's going to drive you forward, because there's going to be plenty of times in your business that you are not going to want to do it. So it's got to be big enough for you to go past your feelings and your emotions and what you want. It could be your kids, it could be retirement, it could be to be able to get out of debt, to sleep better at night, to be able to provide whatever it is you want to provide for your family.
We can teach you the how, but we certainly cannot give you your why. That's something you got to bring to the table.
All right, so this is your first 24 hours, and you can find it in your media library. And I don't know why I'm disappearing here. You can find it in your media library, but we also created, together with Steve and Yvette, a training site, myvelovitalaunch.com. Everything you see here is going to be on that site. When you sign up new members, you're going to direct them to that site, and you're going to walk through this training with them as well. You do not need to wait until Saturday to have another training with them. This training literally is going to be on demand 24/7. So on that page, you're going to see a document that's really incredible, foundational for really giving you the background information that you need for building your business. And it's called Your First 24 Hours. And we're not going to go through that information, but if you haven't already done it, one of the first action items after this training is you need to go through that first 24 hours.
So here's what you need to do to get paid, right? You have to be at least at the promoter level. So yes, people can join as an advocate and pay for their vCloud, but they're not eligible to be paid on the dual team system. So they have to at least be at a promoter level or higher. And these are the various packages that somebody can come in at. And of course, right now, those of you that are at influencer or become an influencer between now and June 28th, you have the ability to earn additional commissions above the normal, where you could make 20% instead of 15%. At Ambassador, you can make 30% on your personal referral bonuses instead of 20%. So we encourage you to get to those higher levels as soon as possible. So what you need to do to be paid, again, to get qualified, go associate in your first 7 days. Now, everyone right now, thanks to the company, has made everyone basically conditionally qualified if you've personally sponsored one team member on the left and one team member on the right who is activated and bought their package. So you don't have the personal customer requirements right now. We know you will gather customers along the way, but we did not want that to be in your first 90 days when you join, for that to be any kind of obstacle. We wanted you to focus on building the team, building your two teams, and generating the cycles that would come from your binary commissions.
Building your team is foundational. And as you build your team, the customers will be a natural fallout. So your focus has got to be on building your team. Go associate is really the building block in our business. As you go associate and teach your team members to go associate, you now have a business that can duplicate. So always, first 7 days, one team member on the right, one team member on the left that's purchased product, and you're now conditionally qualified as an associate. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go associate every single week. So you got to sponsor 2 people every week. That's got to be a goal for you, and what you're going to train and duplicate your team members to do. So you grab your 2 each week, and you teach your team to get 2 for themselves each week. You do that over 30 days, and you're going to have about 50 members on your team, which will get you to the star rank. But it's got to be consistency. You got to be consistent in making that happen. And it's all inside of what we're going to show you right here.
So this is the 4-step team building system. You can see how the wheel goes here. You've got a list of names. You invite, step 1. Step 2, you expose, you share the information. Step 3, you follow up with them. And then step 4, you sponsor and launch new team members into your business. And then you repeat this cycle over and over again. So when somebody gets started, it's very, very important that you help them get a new team member very, very quickly and help them get one more, one on the left, one on the right. it's been said in our industry, especially in our compensation plan system, is that when you bring somebody into the business, you technically don't have somebody in your business until they have somebody else. In our dual team system, you technically do not have somebody in your business until you've helped them sponsor one on the left and one on the right.
And this cycle is standard and true. And the more often you go through the cycle, invite, expose, follow up, sponsor, and launch, the quicker you do it, the more often you do it, the more money you're going to make in this business, the greater your success. And all along the wheel, you're going to stay in touch with these people. Just because you expose someone, just because you invite someone, doesn't mean it's a done deal. I know for us, it took multiple exposure before we jumped into this incredible profession. And thank God our friends did not give up on us, and they kept staying in touch with us until we were ready, because sometimes it's timing. So in this business, you're going to have to learn how to manage that timing, and you'll learn that the more often you do it. I was watching the kids yesterday on their hoverboards, and it'd been a little while since our son Zachary had been on his hoverboard. He was a little shaky, but as he was going, he was starting to pick it up quicker and quicker, and he started getting into his groove. And that is this business. As you do this wheel, you're going to find your groove.
So who's your target market when we're talking about making your list of names? So most people want one or all of the following. They do want more time. They want more money. They want better health or wellness. Me personally, I like time freedom. I want to be able to choose how I go to, when I get to go do something, how I get to go do something. That's probably paramount for me. I want my family to have options and resources to do the things that they want to pursue. So that when I look at when I'm looking at people, I'm looking at people who are up to something. I want to look at people that are trying to create something different for themselves or their family. So my personal opinion, the target market is pretty much everyone, but we also know that not everyone is really right there, ready, motivated to do something, but we're still going to show the information to everyone.
Now, what you want to do is start building your contact list. Your contact list, your EYK list, is everyone you know. It literally is everyone. And it's very important that you actually create a list. Your phone is not a list. If you put it on a piece of paper, or you put it in an Excel spreadsheet, or you compile it, that's now a list. Your cell phone or your friends list on Facebook, that's not a list until you compile it in one place. So you make sure that you figure out how you're going to compile it. And it doesn't matter if it's old school, written in a spiral notebook. It doesn't matter if it's, some fancy contact manager. You just have to find a system that works for you. On the myvelovitalaunch.com website, we've got a memory jogger. The memory jogger is designed to help you expand your list. And you really want to keep expanding it. It's a dynamic list where you're going to keep adding people every day. And we recommend you add 3 people every day. You're going to meet people out and about. You're going to see someone on your Facebook that you hadn't seen in a long time. Add that person on your list. It's very important that you keep building your inventory for this business. And don't discount anybody. I've seen the most successful people jump on board with network marketing and have had tremendous success. And I've seen people who've had absolutely no success in business jump in network marketing and have tremendous success. So it doesn't matter where somebody is, where their financial situation is, where their social situation is. Anyone can build this business and have an incredible opportunity.
So the 3 Qs, this comes straight from Costa in his book, Organic Networker. And I highly encourage you to pick up that book for yourself as soon as possible. Those of you that were ambassadors and influencers, you got one in your package as well. But he talks about the 3 Qs: quantity, quality, qualified. Now, quantity is everyone. That's basically everyone with no experience, maybe doesn't have any strong influence, or, not a professional, but it's just everyone. It's the masses, right? When people start off in this industry, a lot of times they're quantity. Now, sometimes you'll start off in this industry, they're quality because they've got a certain reach. They've got a certain level of success maybe that they've had outside of network marketing, but, and they've got influence. So that would be a quality person. And then you're looking at qualified, someone who's been in the industry, somebody who has had maybe some success, maybe even a lot of success, but they have experience from the ability to be able to go out there and build independently very quickly once they learn the system.
And the qualified people are the people who have had success in network marketing already. Those are the people that have been career network marketers. But what you're really looking for is open-minded people, people who lead in what they do, people who are money motivated, self-starters. I mean, people who lead in our industry are people who already lead. That's just what they do. So don't discount people who don't, because those are part of the quantity people, but be on the lookout for those people who just kind of stand out in life, because they typically will stand out in this industry as well.
So the objective of the invite, just remember this, always, is to get your contact to watch the overview. It's not to get them to join. Now, they may join, they may say no, but if we don't present the information to them, there's no choice for them to make. So our job is to get them to take a look at the information, look at the overview, whether that's a live Zoom, whether that's a live Facebook, whether that's a corporate recorded video, whatever that might be. It is just to get them to look at the overview. That's all the invitation is. So you're simply just inviting people to the party. Everyone likes to be invited to a party.
If there's one skill you got to master really well in this industry, it's the invitation, being really great at getting people to just take a look. Now, there's a lot of approaches you can take, and we're just going to give you some high-level ideas, okay? Very important that you're not scripted in anything you do. You got to sound natural in yourself. So a lot of people miss this very direct approach. There are people in your life that are going to jump on board just because you're doing it. So there's a couple of things you can say. I'm super excited about this new business and I want you to look at it. Or you got to look at this business with me and I want us to build it together. Or this is important to me and I'm asking you to look at it because we're friends. And for some people in your life, all you have to do is shoot over a video and say, look at this. There's no invitation. It's because your relationship is so close. Think about all the people that you've ever sent a stupid YouTube video to that had nothing to do with anything. And you just said, look at this. Sometimes it is that simple and you're overcomplicating it.
So another direct approach would be, I'm glad I caught you. I'm in between calls and I wanted to share what I'm working on. Do you have a few minutes to look at some brief information? So it's direct, but a little, maybe slightly backing off a little bit. It's not as direct as the ones before, because again, what are we trying to do? We want to be able to share information with them. Now, here's my default fallback. So I never have to worry about what somebody says. I don't have to engage on what they say if there's any pushback whatsoever, which is, they might say, is it network marketing? They might say, well, what is it? Tell me about this. I don't have time. I just caught you in between calls. Listen, the information may or may not be of interest to you, but I am certain it will be of interest to somebody you know. Remember, sometimes we have to go through people to find the people that we want in our business. We have personally sponsored people that were actually friends of friends, that people that said no. They were really almost they were just referrals because somebody said no, and then this person said yes. So for me, I'm not attached if they're interested. I'm pretty certain though, when they see this information, if they've got a pulse, they're going to think of somebody or they're going to think of themselves.
Absolutely. Now, here's an indirect approach. I'm going to have Richard go through this because he's had a ton of success just working with people on this, just because of the state of the world that we're in right now.
So the first question doesn't really matter as much as the second and the third one, but you can get to this however you want, but keep this conversational. How do you feel about the future of the economy or your industry or your job? Now, you got to fill in the blank, right? So how do you feel about the future economy? How do you feel about the future of your job or your industry? And they're going to say whatever they say. And then it's, do you have a plan to address that? 9 times out of 10, that answer is going to be no. I was exactly where you were a few weeks ago and I found something. Are you open to looking at a plan? Remember, we're just looking to see if they're open to look at some information. They've already told you there's a problem or a concern. Now we're saying, hey, I've got something. Why don't you take a look at this? Pushback? Well, listen, it may or may not be of interest to you, but I'm quite certain it's going to be of interest to somebody you know.
You know, this is a holiday weekend and some of you are getting out of your shelter in place and meeting with people. This is where you listen. people are going to be talking about this. So you can ask them, well, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the future of where you are right now? And start to be conversational about it. I had a conversation last night with my niece who's a dentist. And it was a great time to say, how do you feel about the future of your industry right now with all the changes? I mean, it's a natural conversation to start, but you got to start to say it. And for some of you, you might have to practice a few times so that it starts to become natural before you actually have the conversation. So here's a great product approach especially for those of you who have these incredible product testimonials or have heard about product testimonials. You may not have this like spectacular product testimony yourself, but someone you know may have had one. So right now, would you agree that there are loads of people that want or need to have more energy, feel better, more awake, more alive, or more focused? Well, do you know anybody like that? I found a product that is incredible for me for buying back an hour or 2 hours of productivity of my time every single day. If I sent you over some brief information, would you look at it? You just want to get a yes, that they will look at it. So you can borrow somebody else's product testimonial. You know what? My best friend found a product that gets her going every single day. I've had it. I've loved the results, but man, the results she's had has been astronomical. Whatever that might be, do whatever's true for you.
So another income approach would be right now there's loads of people, there's a lot of people, however you want to put that, there's loads of people that want to earn some extra money part-time, but they don't want to take a second job, or they simply want to feel free time to do the things they really want to do. Would you agree with that? So it's one or the two. You can put both of them together, but you want to just really get to the point where, obviously emphasizing that people don't want to take an extra job because that just really ruins somebody's schedule. And the other part is you got to push the part that people are looking to have more time. They've gotten a taste of working from home or having some flexibility. So when you flow through this, you want to make sure that you're coming from a place of authenticity because you've experienced a lot of this yourself. So I'm going to start this over back from the beginning. Right now, there's loads of people that want to earn some extra money part-time, but they don't want to take a second job, or they simply want more free time to do the things they really want to do. Would you agree with that? Do you know anyone like that? If I sent you over some brief information, would you look at it? So all along the way, you're kind of building up that interest, and then you're getting to the point to where they're willing to accept the invitation to review the information versus just throwing that information at them.
Yeah, and you got to get facile at it because the conversation is already right there. We're in a prime time to be having it. And everybody knows somebody who's furloughed, somebody who's just waiting on things to get back to normal, someone who's dramatically had their hours cut, somebody who is looking for another way to kind of bolt together their income or their whatever the budget is. So it's a natural conversation, and you got to learn how to have the conversation. Go ahead.
So here's the tools that the global master distributors have put together to support you guys in running the one system, right? So there's a lot of great information that's out there, but it's not contained in one spot. So what we want you guys to do is, one, use these for yourself. Check it out first before I always review something before I send something out, but use these links to help build your business, what I'm going to say, with speed, right? And consistency. People tend to duplicate what you do. So the first website is getbrainfuel.biz. Now that is simply the corporate video that it shows about the product and then a little bit about the company. And then we've got Mary Amoedo, our global master distributor, doing a detailed overview of the business that you would see with this corporate slideshow. So that's on that website. The next one is, if you're only going to share the product information, they're not going to see the opportunity. So getbrainfuel.com is only going to talk about the product. You'll be able to see testimonies on there. Now, why do we do that? Well, these two websites are not Velovita branded. They're not member specific. Your potentials cannot go there and enter information. They cannot get lost on there. It is simply going to look at information, and then you've got to follow up with them. So you've also got the scheduled corporate overview that's on Tuesdays, 8 o'clock Eastern, which is either on the Velovita.live Zoom or the Facebook Velovita brand Facebook. And then you've got private Zooms that I personally know are being completely underutilized right now. So if you're building this business, you should definitely get with some of your upline leaders and create some private Zoom sessions so you can create an intimate setting for people to take a look at the business.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing about just the product only site. That is not your go-to site, but there are some of you that your friends and family have said, don't ever talk to me about another network marketing thing again. But the product's great and they would love the product. And that's why we put that in for you. But we really want you to expose not just the product to people, but the product and the opportunity, because you never know who might need this type of opportunity, who might be looking for it. So you really want to offer both. So these are the follow-up questions. Follow-up is really, really key in our business. If you don't follow up, it's not happening. I mean, I've never had just showed someone the business and not ask them, would you like to get started, and have them just get started. It's very, very rare. And we've probably spoken to thousands of people in our career, and it's very rare that you show a video and they say, sign me up. It doesn't happen. You actually have to ask follow-up questions. So the first question is, what did you like most? And that'll have them looking at, what did I like most? And if it's something that's true to you, just, yeah, I love that too. I love that it's network marketing, or I love that I can work from home, or I love this incredible product. What else did you like? You want them to stack the things that they like so that they can do the kind of, when you do a pros and cons chart, you want them to have a couple of pros on there. Agree again if it's something that's true. Now, I'm working with some really successful people, and you'll be able to work with them also. Is there anything stopping you from getting started now? And that is a very direct question to get them to start. And if there's any kind of pushback, you can go back to asking some other questions.
So one is getting into the part, they got questions. Let's get over here. They got questions. It's like, one, let me get my mentor or partner on the phone to answer your questions. So, or you could say, hey, hold on a second, and then literally go to your other line. Because most people would think, oh my gosh, they've got another call that came in that was important. Now you've already got people set up in your upline that should be available to help do those validation calls for you. But mentor or partner, depending on how people know you, the partner might be a stretch for you, because people might say, well, gosh, what's he partnering on? He's never owned a business. He's never had whatever. So that might be too much of a stretch, but you can probably always get away with using mentor. So whatever's natural, whatever's authentic for you. And then just having, like I said, a handful of people that you can reach out to that can be that mentor or partner for answering those questions. Why do we do this? And you won't have to do this all the time, but there's a lot of times you will, because when they have questions, if you have all of the information right there in the moment, and they know you've been doing this for 3-4 weeks or 1 week, well, guess what? They're going to think they're going to have to know all this information right now. They want to know that there's a system, that there's a team, that there is a line of people that are there to support their activities. They want to see, I looked at some information, I found interest, I want to get started. Somebody else answered the questions for my friend or partner, and then we can go on. I can duplicate that cycle. But when somebody's already working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, they're thinking, I don't have time to learn all this. We want to duplicate and represent what that would be attractive to them to see, versus thinking I've got to learn all this information right now this week before I could even get started.
I think for a lot of people, one of the most attractive things about direct sales, network marketing, and what we do, social selling, is that you are on a team and you don't have to do it yourself. I know for us, we were super busy in our business that if someone had said, you've got to learn all these things about this company, there's no way. We would have said, we're out. We just did not have the bandwidth. But having that team atmosphere, that's why this works. It works to get somebody else on the call to help with those kind of questions. All right, so what you're going to do is you are actually going to lift off and launch your business. You're not just going to start, you're going to launch. Remember, when you launch something, it takes some effort and force, like in the get-go, to launch it. And then once it's in the air, it's soaring. So Really important that you go social. We are social selling. Everybody is social these days. Everybody's on Facebook. They're on Instagram. They're TikToking. I mean, some of your greatest ways to really expose the opportunity is going on Facebook, doing a Facebook Live. If you're not comfortable doing a Facebook Live, remember you can always delete the Facebook Lives. You don't have to be posted forever, or you can post a video of yourself. Share your product experience on Facebook and Instagram, because that's where people get triggered. They love to hear about that.
You know, when you do your product experience, whether it's a live video or pre-recorded, keep it to, you know, I'd say 30, 60, 90 seconds at the max, depending on what your story is. And you're just going to share about the benefits that you've gotten from something. You know, we're in the world today where people are, they're tired of being sold, right? They want to know something's real, something's working for you. So that needs to be a raw, authentic video. It does not need to be super polished. You can do it literally right from your phone, just a little selfie, just video camera, and you can do that. And you can share that, obviously, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Now, the other thing is you want to book a Zoom launch with your upline leader. And this is kind of what I was talking about, these private Zooms. This would be, let's say in the world of back in the day, you would do a home meeting or a grand opening or a home show, except we're doing everything virtually here. So this is where you would book that time that you'd want to invite people to come hear that information in an intimate live setting with someone that's successful in the business. You definitely want to invite a minimum of at least 12 people, and just know that even though it's going to be virtual, you're still going to have people that get flat tires. You're still going to have babies that get sick. You're going to have things that will happen, and about 50% will show. Now you might get a little lucky and maybe 60, 70 will show, but definitely you want to make sure that you invite more, because you've got plenty of room on Zoom to have people show up. So definitely utilize that and schedule that right away.
Yeah, and leverage that too. And some of you can say, listen, I'm having one of my mentors do a private Zoom for my friends and family, and I need people to show up. So I just need you to be on this private Zoom. Can I count on you to be on there? Because I need numbers. So whatever you need to do to get people on that Zoom, you leverage your relationship with them to get them on the Zoom.
And maybe, oh, one second, maybe and set expectations on how long that's going to be. Hey, this isn't going to be any longer than 20 or 30 minutes. Period. So make sure you kind of set that so they don't think they're going to be on something for 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the other thing we always tell our team is, once you've got your everyone you know list, that's like your inventory for your business, you want to pick your top 25 that you're going to be working on contacting this week. The problem most people have is they don't spend enough time doing the foundational work, so that when they go sit down to make calls, they're spending 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out who they're going to call. So once you've got your everyone you know list that you're updating and adding to every single day, you want to pull out once a week 25 names from that list. These are the people I'm going to target this week. These are from these 25, that's where I'm going to get my 2 that I'm going to go associate with this week. And so your top 25, that's who you focus on calling, and put them through the 4 steps. So invite, expose, follow up, sponsor, and launch. And you're going to do that in your first 72 hours. So 72 hours from now, you want to grab 25, and within the next 72 hours, you're going to expose those 25 to this incredible business.
You know, the people that go in that top 25 for me, and again, we say we don't discriminate or prejudge or any of that stuff, but this is kind of where we sort based on kind of like what's going to be the best bang for my time and effort. So I look for people that are open-minded, people that are self-starters, people that lead, people that have influence. It doesn't matter how much money they have, that could be part of it. But that's how I kind of start to filter that. So I'm spending time with the people that I think are going to be the ones that I can go to work with, not necessarily the ones that I think are going to do something, because these people might just refer me to somebody also.
Yeah, and then continue adding names to your everyone you know list. It's very critical that you never run out of people to talk to. When you have an incredible list, you don't worry about the results. You just keep moving forward, and get better at what you do. If you don't have a really big list, then what happens is you get really timid about having conversations. If you have a huge list, you swing for the fences, and you just keep having conversations, and you don't have so much worry about the results. And then you sound a lot more freer, a lot more natural in your conversations. And then as you expand that list, keep taking people through the 4 steps. It is that wheel. And given that it's a wheel, and pretend like that's a unicycle that you're trying to get from point A to point B, and point B is where you are financially that you want to be. The quicker you do that, the quicker you turn that wheel, the quicker you get to your destination. So very important that you take full advantage of everything that's in front of you.
All right, so critical daily. These are income producing activities. There's a lot of things you could do in this business that produce zero income. We're going to talk about the ones that actually lead to now and future income. One it's going to come down to is how many people did you invite today to look, right? How many people did you invite today? How many appointments did you set to expose the overview? So there's the invitation, and then there's kind of when are they going to watch it? Are you going to do it together? Is it going to be on a Zoom? You know, they set up a time at 8 o'clock and you're following up with them at 8:20, whatever that is, but you've got to be able to invite, set appointments to expose, then you've got to follow up with them. Sometimes it's in the moment, that follow-up is simultaneous of the exposure, but a lot of times you're going to find that you are following up at a certain time or catching back up with them. And that might be going through, again, connecting with them via Messenger or WhatsApp, you know, however you set that up with your upline to make sure that you've got people available to support you on those follow-ups. And then how many new members did you sponsor and launch this week? That's what it comes down to. That is the cycle we're talking about. These are the things that make you money today, this week, and in the future, because all of these lead to, listen, we're all just one conversation away in each team, because we only have 2 teams that could dramatically alter your income, because one person takes off over here and one person takes off over here, and you've got an extraordinary business. But what we want to do is set the standards for duplicating a methodology and a system that works over and over again. So this is where you want to be in communication with your mentor in this business.
Now, one thing that will really take your business to the next level is get an accountability group. I don't say partner because it's very easy. And I've been around a long time. When you've got an accountability partner, sometimes you have this agreement for mediocrity. If you don't call me on mine, I won't call you on yours. But when you've got a group, there's always somebody who's on that week who will hold the rest of the group accountable, even if everybody else wants to back down. So I would get an accountability group. And every single day, you guys have to hold each other accountable. How many, you got to tell them, how many did I invite yesterday? How many appointments did I set to expose the overview yesterday? How many follow-ups did I do yesterday? And how many people did I sponsor and launch yesterday? And what I would do, if you really want to hold your own feet to the fire, is I would get a piece of paper and I would put, starting today, today's the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, and put it all down. And then each day you are going to have invite, expose, follow up, sponsor, and launch. And every single day you're going to write the number every single day. And then you're going to see why you're successful or why you're not been successful. If you're not putting points on the board, you'll know why you haven't had the kind of success you want. And it points to something. So if you do this consistently, you'll produce results.
You know, Jeff Mack talks about, you know, just kind of like that daily mindset of invite 2, follow up with 10. So it's 2 a day, 10 in play, could be 3 a day, 15 in play, could be 5 a day and 20 in play. What that means is the first number is the amount of invitations that you're doing, that you're inviting, you know, on a daily basis. It could be the amount of the overviews that you're doing, but you're always going to have some group of people that are in a funnel that you are following up with for one reason or another. Some people will join now. Some people will join in a few days. Some people will join in a few weeks, but you've got to keep in contact with them and keep the positive tension to where they're always updated on that new information, what's available, because something's going to change in their life and they're going to see this. So it's up to you how many you want to put into play each day, how many you want to follow up with. And here's what it comes down to. No action equals no results. Some action equals some results. Some would even argue that it's even less than some results. Massive action is what produces massive results. So you want to make sure that you're putting yourself in the driver's seat of your business, leading from the front, showing your team how you duplicate your activity. And from there, I think what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to take your business to an incredible level that will be inspiring to others, that will cause people to want to chase you and keep up with you. That's why we're talking about the massive need for action in your business and following a system that people can duplicate.
Now, one of the great things about our business is we've got leaders who have been in the trenches and been in the field with us, and they understand this industry better than anybody. And I love that we've got a president and co-founder that is right there in the trenches with us, understands this industry, and is able to lead from the front. So I just want to turn it over so you guys can hear from our president and co-founder, Jeff Mack. Jeff, you there?
I'm here, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, awesome. First off, great training this morning. Thank you. I really, that cycle of duplication, that principle, that concept is exactly what I learned in 1990 when I first got involved in this business. My first year in this business, every training I went to was focused exactly on those activities. Every time it's just over now 30 years has proven that that's the step-by-step system. And don't reinvent the wheel. That is the wheel. So thank you for sharing that. So guys, I'm just going to keep you for just a couple minutes here, but I've just got a very important thought. First off, on Monday, Mindset Monday, that is a go. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to pace your activities throughout the course of your week. I definitely encourage you to get, I know it's Memorial Day, get your Memorial Day started off right. And so we're gonna be with you then on Monday. But I want to just point out one thing to you today here and give you a little story. So the biggest success that I had in my career, I earned $6 million with one company over the course of 15 years. Actually, it's $8 million. And again, these are not, I can't tell you that that's what's going to happen to you. I can tell you that that's happened to me because I was at a right place at the right time with a company that was just starting, and we built that company. That was a company that their products were multivitamins. There was nothing absolutely special about it. We introduced about 6 months later this fruit bar product. I'll tell you more about that, but it was supposed to be a protein bar, but when people opened up the packs, moths flew out of it. Okay. I'll tell you more about that story, and that is a true story. But the bottom line is that we went on to build a foundation for that company that for 15 years was incredibly successful. It took me into 10 different countries and was the platform for my future success, my current and future success in this industry. What happened? Okay. What happened is we believed in the people involved. We believed in what we were doing in the project, and we built that business. We built that company. Okay. We didn't get in and wait for somebody else to build it. We built that company. You look at every top earner that in this industry, there is 1 or 2 or 3%, less than 1% of the top earners in this industry joined with a company years after they started. Those stories are there, but the percentages are lower. If you look at the people that really went on to achieve incredible success, they got involved with the company early and built that company. They built that momentum. And so for you guys, that means building your own businesses. That means, again, as we said, consistent, focused execution, 2 a day, 10 in play, 5 a day, 25 in play, whatever that is. And we built our business. We took our head down and we built that business. And with an incredible amount of effort, we were able to take a company that had nothing, right? Literally nothing, none of the tools that we had today, no momentum, nothing. And in 6 months, create some major momentum and get to a point where it replaced my previous career as an engineer. And so you right now are in that particular point in time where if you decide to go build this company, okay, build your business, you're building this company. As we create momentum, you're going to be the people that books are written about in the future. And I just wanted to paint that little picture for you today and let you know that it's not just getting involved, it's getting involved. Okay. So if you look at breakfast, the chicken was somewhat interested, but the pig was committed, right? And so if you're committed, you're going to build your business and in turn build this company. And as we build momentum together, amazing things are going to happen. So with that, Richard and Mary, I want to turn it back to you. I wish each of you a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. This is a special weekend that means freedom. and the sacrifices that it took for freedom. The sacrifices of building this company right now, building your business, are nothing compared to what people have gone through in the past that would allow us to have the opportunity to do so. Make the most of it. Back to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeff. It is an incredible time right now. But what I want to urge everybody is create that momentum, take off, lift, launch your business. Go associate if you haven't already gone associate by getting your 2 and then training your 2 to get to this week. Do not wait. Some of you have people that are just low hanging fruit. They're literally waiting for you to ask them to get started. They're watching you and they're like, why aren't they asking me to get started? Call those people and say, hey, I want to build this business with you. Let's get you started today. They're literally just waiting for an invite.
This is no time to wait, guys. Definitely, over the holiday weekend, I know you're going to be talking to people. There's no reason why this business, given that it's social selling, it's a social opportunity. Be social, share information. You don't have to pitch and sell people. You just need to be able to share information. People catch enthusiasm. They catch fire from inspiration and enthusiasm, and people follow people that are up to something. No one follows lost people. So go out there and be that person that somebody can follow. And like Mary said, go out there, go associate this week, duplicate that, help others that join your team, duplicate that as well. Follow that circle, follow that wheel, and you watch yourself over week to week. You're going to see your business grow. Momentum comes from consistency. It doesn't happen with spikes. It comes from consistency. So if you're going to do 2 a day, you make sure you do 2 a day. If you're going to do 3, great. If you're going to do 5, whatever that standard is for you, do that every day. And that is what builds momentum. And that is what builds stability. And then you can have long-term positive income from this.
All right, guys, let's do it this week. Rob, we're going to turn it back to you.
Guys, that was an absolutely awesome training. Thank you so much. I learned a ton. I took a bunch of great notes. And Jeff, that vision that you have for the company was absolutely amazing. So I, for one, I'm going to get after it this week. Richard and Mary, thank you for being so available to us. Thank you for being great leaders. And I know we appreciate that. So Team Velovita, go build your business this week. It's been great to have you on our team call this morning. Follow our channels and go. Let's go do this big, guys. Have a great Saturday. Have a great week.